Hello,
Miss
everybody.
Cynthia.
Welcome to Straight Talk, No BS. Here with
Hello, hello.
Cynthia, Francis,
Hello.
Tanya, and of course, Jay. All right, ladies, let's get this show started. Let's go. Cynthia, you have the mic.
Let's start with relationship topics. I'm going to start with one from my past. Know when enough is enough and when to walk away. It took me 17 years in this relationship. Not all 17 was bad, but the last nine was hell. And it took me a year and a half to know when enough was enough out of the 17 years. So my question is how much of yourself do you give to your partner before you're willing to walk away?
Do you give to the Francis, would you like to answer that?
Um, well, I would say, I would say when you're in a relationship, I believe you should always give 110%. That way, when you do walk away, you're not left with, what if I would have tried this? What if I would have tried that? And maybe it would have worked. If you go ahead and try everything and you know you've tried everything and it's time to walk away, then you walk away.
Well, I can definitely say I did that. In the last
Mhm.
9 years, I gave more than 110. I gave every bit of my soul.
Never lied. You even gave 50% of my ass. I
Oh,
wasn't even supposed to be
Jesus.
involved in the relationship. You gave 50% of my ass too. Guess what? I want some. I almost cussed. I want some alimony. Whatever you get, I need half. Like Eddie Murphy said, bitch, I want half.
So,
What's your
Judy,
take on this?
being
Right?
Judy, being that you've seen it up close and personal, what are some of the key things you think I could have done differently?
Number one, you should have left a long damn time ago. Long time ago. His clothes would have been outside. Believe that. I mean, it's like you were wearing pants in the relationship. You didn't have no man. You were the man and the woman, to be honest.
Yeah,
A heavy load on your back. And I mean that really it was starting to age you. And I started
yeah,
to stress more. So I can't I can't say that you did anything wrong because love makes you do crazy things. You'll stay in a situation
Mhm.
you know it's not good for you. But that
Yeah.
saying that, oh God, I got faith, I got hope, it'll make you just hang in there longer than what you should have. Even though
Mhm.
I'm on my knees every night praying for sister. I ain't lying. I said, babe, you gotta walk away.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
There's, and you know what you saying that there's always, you know how when women get into a relationship, they
Yeah.
always feel like they could change that other person. And
Yes. Yes.
that's another thing that make them stay a little longer than they actually need to stay.
That's the number one mistake that you always
Yeah.
make.
Is thinking that you could change a person to be who, have them be who you want them to be. But the thing of it is we have to remember we're all grown. You can't make a grown person do what you want them to do. Period. The only way they're going to change is if they want to change. They have to want
that's
to
true.
change. And when they get ready to change, they have to know that it's all for the better. But if you don't see no change in it, there's no sense in staying. I'm like Cynthia, I actually had got married, and this man, well, we weren't together that long though. We actually were together. We were together for 2 years and were married one.
Mm.
And I knew it was a big mistake. Um, that's simply because when we went to the courthouse, girl, I misspelled my own damn name.
That was a sign.
That
Girl,
was a
that was
sign.
a sign telling you to turn your
That was,
ass.
yes, that was a sign right there. But I did not listen. God was speaking to me, and I did not listen. And because I did not listen, the things that I went through, I'm talking about. This man bound me with tape, tried to drown me in a tub, um, threatened to bust me in the head with a hammer. I mean, just it was crazy. Damn near stuck my face to the stove. Just all kind of stuff. And In that moment, I sat there and I thought, how can I get out of this? I'm trying to find ways out. Now, mind you, I have my kids with me, so I'm trying to find a way out. And I knew I needed to get out, not just for me, but for my kids, because I didn't want my son to ever think that it was okay to put his hands on a woman, and I didn't need my daughter to ever think that this is what love looks like, you know. But
It's
one
hard when
day,
you're in that relationship that long. It's hard.
yeah, well, I've always said that there is no way in hell I'll let anybody, man or woman, put their hands on me, because if I wouldn't have had my kids with me, I would just walked out that door, never look back. But because I had my kids with me, I had to strategize. I had to come up with a whole fucking plan in order for my kids to be okay. See, when it's you alone, oh, you can eat, girl. Let me tell you, when that man said that ought to come in there and bust you in the head with that hammer, sweetheart, we had some French doors in our bedroom. By the time he made it to that bedroom, girl, both of them doors was open, and I was nowhere to be found. Do you hear me?
I know
Would you
that's
say you
right.
left the clothes behind, right?
Baby, I left everything. When I leave, I leave. I don't want
Amen.
nothing from you. I
Yep.
don't
How do
have a I'm not scared to start over. I don't have a problem with starting over. That's fine with me. But as long as I'm out of that situation and at the end of the day I know I feel safe, my kids feel safe, and I don't have to watch over my shoulder, I'm good.
how do y'all feel about people who say, "Oh, well, we're staying in it for the kids. I'm staying married, or I'm staying, in this relationship or whatever for the kids. It's for the kids' sake, is why." How y'all feel about that?
Kids know when the house is broken. And I'm
Hmm.
speaking from experience because
Hmm.
it doesn't matter what the outside people see in those
Hmm.
four walls, those kids know. So when you
Hmm.
say it's for the sake of my children, you're only lying to yourself.
Hmm.
That's where I had to be true to myself. I found out things in my past relationship that my kids was telling me as I moved on. And I was like, well, why y'all didn't say this then? And they were like, well, mama, we didn't want y'all to get into an altercation. And I don't want nobody to think that the guy from my past was abusive, because he was not abusive. But
Hmm.
it's the mental, the physical, and the emotional that was draining for me.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
was never physically abused by my past relationship. But if it just because you're not physically abused doesn't mean you're not abused. Mental abuse and emotional abuse can be just as horrifying as physical abuse. And where the physical bruises can heal, mentally and emotionally, that takes longer.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So when you say I'm doing it for the sake of my children, please believe kids understand way more than you think.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
that's most definitely. And people don't understand. Yes, they want that whole household where the woman, and the man are together to show the kids a family life. But what they fail to realize is sometimes, and this is what we have to teach our kids, sometimes things don't work out. And you have to be willing to say that's okay.
Yep.
You know, things don't work out. Sometimes parents grow apart.
Yep.
Yeah.
But as long as they're still in that child's life, we don't have to be together for you to handle your kids.
That's
We
right.
don't have to be together to show them how to live a healthy life.
That's
You
right.
people if people don't understand, putting kids in that situation is very dysfunctional. It leads them, they
That's
start
a
out
form of
being,
abuse for the
yeah,
children.
they when they're young, you show them dysfunction, they grow up with dysfunction.
With dysfunction.
And people don't understand that that plays a part in their relationships. You know what I'm saying? And
I can understand that.
like Cynthia was saying, yeah, the mental is always worse than the physical. My wounds can heal, but what you've
That's
done
it.
to me mentally, man, has will screw you up. If you're not a strong enough person and your mind is not strong enough, that mess will mess you up. And there's
You have to
women
have a
who,
strong inner core. You have to have a
yeah,
strong
you have to,
and so many
and it's,
women they don't.
yeah,
They're
and they,
always torn down so easily by men. That's why they stay in these abusive relationships for so long.
mm-hmm.
they
and they
tend to
don't.
believe whatever that man says. Like that man tell them, "Oh, you're too fat," or ain't nobody gonna want you, ain't nobody gonna want your fat ass, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You just
And
gotta
they
have a
do.
strong.
Yeah, they start believing that. You know what I'm saying? Luckily for me, it wasn't a damn thing that somebody could sit up there and tell me, and I'ma believe it. Bitch, you call me fat all day long. I don't give a damn.
Right, so we
You
know
could
you
tell.
get a
You
whole
could tell.
buck and a whole buck 15. Come on now.
I was just saying. But you could tell me all day long that ain't nobody else gonna want me. Guess what? As far as you know, you think you getting to me. As far as I know, what you saying is bullshit. It's a lie. I know better than that. But because our foundation when we were younger is not strong, it leads us into a more even more messed up foundation in our adult lives. And so then like the question was asked, like I think Cynthia, your cousin had asked, when is the right time? You know what I'm saying? So now in your adult life, you have to question, when is the right time to start dating? When is the right time to bring somebody around my kids? When is the right time? How do I start trusting people? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so if you don't have none of that in a stable, aspect, you doomed. And the other mistake people make is jumping from one relationship to the other.
Too soon. Too soon.
They yeah, they don't give themselves enough time to heal. They're so used to having somebody right there by their side, they think that they got to always have somebody there. And each time it ends up in a disaster,
Mm.
you
I
know.
believe
So
I believe that in the beginning of my relationship with Tanya, I felt like she should have stayed by herself, lived by herself for a while. You know what I mean?
mhm,
Before she came
mhm,
into a relationship with me, because
yeah.
she never had a chance to see how it felt to live alone and be alone and survive alone.
Mhm. Mhm.
So when she came in, when we started living together, or whatever, it was like it was so much that she hadn't done to where it
Mhm.
should add, because she was still curious about the outside, curious about, I wonder what am I missing out there, which
Yeah.
led to a lot of cheating.
Mhm. Mm.
So I feel like it's
Yeah.
important for every woman before jumping into a relationship, learn to be able to live with yourself first. Be
Yeah.
alone. Because there's so
Yeah.
many women who are afraid to be alone. You can't be scared to be alone.
No, you can't because what people always say when you're alone, that's when this right here goes in overdrive.
Right.
That's when your mind start asking more questions and you start asking stuff about yourself. But what people don't understand is being by yourself teaches you about yourself. It teaches you what you can and cannot handle. It teaches you what you are willing to accept and what you won't, you know? And you learn a whole lot that you didn't know about yourself. People grow up saying, "Oh, I know me. I know what kind of person I am." Do you really? How long have you been by yourself?
Mm.
2 months. 2 months ain't long enough,
It ain't nearly long enough.
you
Some
know.
people feel like they gotta have a partner to validate who they are.
Mm-mm.
And
Yes.
you don't need anyone to validate who you are,
No.
because you as a person should know your self-worth if no one else do. Have that foundation for yourself. That way nobody can persuade you left or right and lead you in the wrong direction. And that's something I
Mm-hmm.
had to learn for myself in that 17-year relationship. You get
Mm-hmm.
so caught up trying to make sure that your partner is okay and happy to where you do lose piece by piece of yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You do. You
Well,
you end up living your life daily for everybody else but you.
let me ask you a question, Nate. This is what I want to know. Was it easy for you to walk away from a 17-year, it was 18 years actually, wasn't it?
Yeah.
18-year relationship. Was that hard to walk away from?
For me, it was because Francis hit it and it put chills to my knees because I was so busy wanting to have that family for my children.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you may have not been the biological father to my kids, You helped me raise my kids, so I wanted my kids to have that foundation to start on as adults. But at the end of the day, the only thing I did for my kids, especially my girl, is that they are taking a lot more trash off the opposite sex than they need to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my mama did it, so I can do it. My grandmama did it, so I can do it. My auntie did it, so I can do it. And in reality, right now today, I'm telling my girls, my history don't have to be your history. You can rewrite
Mm-hmm.
history for yourself. My
Mm.
past
Oh,
don't
I
have
get
to
it.
be your present.
What'd you say,
Don't
Tony?
make my past
Oh,
be your present.
I'm just saying that a lot of times you try to portray that or to tell them and teach them that particular lesson, but they're hard headed. But that's a whole
Well, that's
other.
one. Yeah, that's a whole nother topic. That's one thing I
Yeah.
learned. Let kids do what they want to do. But honey, you
Mm-hmm.
that bald headed rocking in the corner. I'm trying,
Just
Yeah.
saying.
especially nowadays with these millennials. No, baby, I
Yeah.
do your life. You
Yeah.
know, no.
You
Well, I'm
know.
I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change gears on y'all for just a second. So we talked about that, and my next thing is, how do y'all feel about bringing up the past? So we're still talking about relationships, right?
Okay.
But I'm
Mm.
saying like bringing up topics with your new person about your past
Go ahead
people
and
that
tell a story. If you don't tell a story, you got to tell a story right. Tell that shit
Well,
right.
okay.
well, well, well. First, like she did it. She did it right, Judy. Like,
No, she
ask
didn't.
the
Hold
que-
up.
I
no,
mean,
Hold
I
up.
no,
have
I,
I
no,
have a
no, 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 no,
reason.
Hold up.
no. I was saying
She want to
asking
dive
the
into this. Let's dive
question.
into this shit right.
Oh,
Okay.
okay,
This
okay.
morning I was in the tub. I was taking a bath. She come in to keep me company, right? And so
Uh
y'all
huh.
get a little spoiler alert yesterday telling her that her ex had got on and messaged me, right?
Okay.
Remember that?
Yes.
Okay, so I told her, I said, okay, I said, how would you would have felt if I would have brought her online with us, on live with us, your ex, not actually her ex, but her little fling, and
Mhm.
all pissy about it, had an attitude about it or whatever. So I'm like, what are you getting an attitude about? You must
Mhm.
for the girl because
No,
wait a minute, if you in a relationship and you secure in your relationship, it
Mhm.
who come around or who come out the woodwork, you should be okay with it and should have no attitude with me because I'm saying, hey, I'm fixing to bring your ex on and we're gonna have a conversation. Go ahead, Tom.
Mhm.
I feel like, and where the attitude, or maybe I don't know if it was really an attitude. It was something. I felt a type of way about her comment because she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna bring your ex on," or I started to bring her on, and we have a whole live chat or whatever with her on, and I said to myself, why? Because to me. I feel a way about bringing up a sore spot in our relationship. To me, she
Mm.
says that by me feeling the type of way, that means that maybe I'm still harboring something for that person. And I'm like, that's
Mm.
not what it is. The bad feeling that I feel, the reason I'm like, no, don't bring her on here. Or I don't even want to see none of your ex fling things, up in my little, I don't want to see them. I don't want to have no encounters, nothing like that, because it makes me feel a way about a sore spot that was in our relationship. So it's not that,
Okay.
and so what made me upset is for her to say, well, that must mean because you got a feeling about it and you don't want to do that, that means I must still be harboring something. That's where
Okay.
my attitude came from. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's not how I feel. I feel a type of way about bringing up the past stuff. That's what I feel. And
Okay.
I
Okay,
don't think that means that I'm harboring feelings because I don't want to have this person brought up in my face. I don't agree with that.
What about when
okay.
that
Mm.
name? What about when that name come up and you instantly get an attitude about it? Not
It's a
Wait a
just
minute.
sore
I'm
Wait,
spot.
talking.
time out. Francis, you go first about past.
Okay. Well, as far as bringing up past, I see it like this. Hold on, y'all. I had to come outside. I was getting cold in the house. Okay.
She needs some meat.
You know
Okay,
what? Keep it up.
send
Okay.
a
Here,
pack
here,
of
here, here's the thing about the past. Um, when if you okay, anybody, I don't care who it is, if there's something in your past that still triggers even a slight emotion in you, that means it wasn't dealt with. That
Wait,
means
wait,
that
wait. Can I
Wait a
give my
minute.
best? Put it
uh,
there.
I don't agree with that.
uh,
Okay.
wait, no, I'm gonna tell you why. Because here it is. all day long, every day. We spend every day. And what do we always say to people? What people say about you or to you shouldn't bother you, right? You don't care what nobody else say. But in reality, the logic of things is this. When that's okay, for instance, if I say we bring up somebody from my past and my ex-husband, and as much as I dislike him, as much as I really dislike this dude, it's not gonna bother me that he is like he comes around or somebody brings him up. You know what I'm saying? The reason why is because I've gotten past that. That door is that chapter is shut. There is nothing from that past of mine that could get under my skin. Not nothing. So and me growing up, I have always been told that if something still bothers you, that means it was not dealt with. It hasn't been dealt with. That's like, okay, when he tried, okay, put it like this. When he tried to drown me in a tub, I can remember the fear that I felt even after he was gone. I felt that fear, right?
Okay.
One day, and mind you, I quit taking baths. I would not stop the water up in the tub. I would always take showers. One day, I decided, I said, you know what? I'm gonna take me a bath. I filled the tub up and I laid back in the bathtub, and I was fine at first. I closed my eyes and I could literally feel his presence, right? When I felt his presence and I jumped up out that water, what that told me was I had not dealt with that, because if he is no longer there, he wasn't physically there and he could still get to me, I hadn't closed that door. And I had to go back and close that door in order
Well,
for it
listen,
not to.
I gotta stop you there because I have to
Okay.
say with that particular example, that is
Hmm.
like that's an emotional, that's a physical, that's like some kind
Uh-huh.
of scarring that is deep seated, and I
No,
can't
no, no,
say
no. The
what.
okay. I'm gonna say like this. Matters what situation. It can be two different situations, but the outcome still be the same. Somebody can give you a scenario, somebody can give you a story, but if the outcome is still the same, the bottom line is what? If it's brought up, does it trigger an emotion? Does it trigger you being pissed off? That's the whole point. Is does it bother you?
The
But if
point
it
that
bother,
brought it's not that she brought her up.
I
It's the
mean, it,
point
it
that she says my reaction to her statement of bringing the girl in and me saying no, I don't want her. I wouldn't have wanted her to do that. That
hmm
she says that that means I have some unfinished feelings. I have some kind of feelings about, you know what I'm saying,
okay.
towards her. That's
Well,
not right to say. I don't feel
okay.
that way.
Well then, I have
My
this
emotion came
question.
from something else.
Okay. Well then, I have this question to you. Is there anything that could come up that you wouldn't want her to come on this show, or her? You know what I'm
No,
saying?
not at all.
Okay.
Because
So
even
So you
say, for
why?
wouldn't
instance,
mind your
What?
fling coming on the show.
what I'm
Just
saying
make sure I got
Okay.
is
that correct.
no, I
What?
don't feel like I feel like if she came on the show, whatever came out her mouth, even if it's some shit that I didn't even relate to you or tell you about, I'm not finna be like, I'm gonna be like, damn, I can't believe the shit coming out. But oh well, because it happened in my past. That's my past and it happened. I can't be shame about that part.
Hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? I can't. That was my past. I lived it. That was me. So if she came on the show, if she went to talking about yeah, whatever, regardless if you know or did if you don't know, I can't. I own it. You understand what I'm saying?
All right.
So
Well,
what? So what
we got
part
her
of
here.
it?
Let's
What
bring her
part?
on the show now. Let's bring her on.
So what part? What part of it bothers you? What's the whole deal that made you like that got up under your skin?
What
Was
bothered
it
me is by me
was it just
saying
the
that I
fact?
didn't want the reason behind me saying I didn't want her on the show is because I felt like that's bringing up the old past, and I don't. If even if it wasn't about an old ex female, if it was something just in a bad spot in our relationship, I don't want to
Mm,
bring it up or be reminded of it. It's not
okay.
pleasant to me. So I mean, why are we
Well,
going to go
I get
backwards into something
I
that was
get
negative?
I honestly I get I now get what Tanya is saying. If I guess for some of us, if we have pushed
Traitor.
on past, shut up. If we have pushed on past that part, because you got to think about it like this. If, say, for instance, me and Teresa get into a argument, right? Now, days later, months later, wherever it is, and I bring that back up, honestly, I'm actually wrong for that because once that argument is over with and we've talked about it, it's a done deal. It's no more. It don't no longer exists. If I say I forgive you, you can't bring up the past.
I understand all that, but I'm like this. In my relationships, I like to
Hmm.
be butt naked. We don't need to hide nothing. I'm not talking about butt naked as far as
I
clothes,
know. Yeah. Yeah.
naked with conversation, butt naked with everything. So
Hmm.
you
So
it,
do you feel? Do
nothing
you
needs
feel
to be
that
hiding.
she? Well, do you feel that she's been has been open with you about that particular incident?
Semi.
Semi.
What does
Yes.
So
semi mean?
wait,
I
hold
mean,
on. So say
everyone tell I mean, I don't believe that anyone's gonna be totally 100% and tell the truth. So I'm sure she kept some secrets to herself. I'm sure she didn't tell me everything about it, but it's whatever.
do you think that maybe it was because y'all were starting to work things out that she didn't want to disappoint you, and
I,
that mattered,
is
and
that
I
what
mean
it, it,
that mattered to her. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people might not tell the whole entire thing because they get to a point to where of disappointment they don't want to disappoint the person that they're with, and
well, I'm gonna keep it real. I believe that when you don't tell the whole truth, you're depriving
hmm
your partner from getting to know you.
Now, see, that's the thing that I have to say. And Cynthia, I want you to chime in because you've been very quiet, which is very ironic. So, but I have to say that as far as disclosing anything to you or not disclosing something to you, if you asked me something, I told you about it. Now, I'm probably sure there's some shit that I didn't tell you voluntarily or that you didn't ask about. I'm pretty sure that there's something.
okay,
But as far as if you asked me, I told you.
there's a question. Okay, now I have a question about that. Is it ever okay when even if in a relationship and you ask, who the fuck is this? Uh, hello.
Hello.
Um, yeah, one of my son's friends. He back in town, so here they come. But when in a relationship, even if asked a question and you give the answer, is it ever okay not to give information voluntarily? Because I feel like if you don't, then
That's
I'm gonna
funny.
be mad. I'm gonna be mad along the line if I find
Uh,
out that damn, why didn't you tell me this part? You know what I'm saying? Because I like I tell Teresa, put it like this. I say, if you let me know what the hell is actually going on, when I'm faced with it, I know how to handle it.
that's
You see what I'm
understandable.
saying? Because think about it. What
Man,
if
everybody can't do that.
what if this girl walked up to Judy and told her something that you hadn't disclosed to her? You know what I'm saying?
Which has happened before. She
Okay,
believes the other person, though. It's always that way.
okay. But
Here's my thing.
And I have to say it's because
but if she knows,
I have not been this open and honest before in my past. So let me
yeah,
just put that out there. If a person
okay,
is already high, if is known or has a habit
Has a bad track record of
of,
being a liar.
yes, a bad track record of not being completely honest and open and
okay.
forthcoming, because remember we I'm gonna say this right quick and then we'll go back to it, but you remember we talked about
All right, how you been?
being butt naked and all open. If somebody say I
Good,
accept what
good,
you're gonna say, I may get pissed off, but I still love you and nothing
good.
changes. That's a hard thing to hear and actually believe it. So I haven't always been honest and butt naked and forthcoming with shit because yeah, I can't tell you that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna judge me. You're gonna
You
be
got a
pissed off. I don't want the repercussions of that. Blah blah blah.
it's
So
called
I
straight
have to say
talking
I
or
haven't
bullshit.
always given her a reason to just
Me
be
and
like,
four of
oh
my
yeah, I
friends.
trust you over the other
Hmm.
person.
Here's my thought on it. If we have an open
Have
conversation,
y'all?
whether the
Yeah,
conversation is heated or just a
yeah.
basic
We can do that too.
conversation, once we have this conversation and you say, I'm still angry, but I will work on forgiving you, you've given me your blessing of forgiveness. I don't think you should hold someone's past over their head. That's just like saying before you can eat this chicken, bitch, you got to run a mile before you can get it. That's just how it is. If you take a person back for their infidelities and their flaws, you're saying I forgive you. Period.
Mhm.
Point blank.
Does it
Now,
mean be stupid the next time around? Does it mean be
no, no,
stupid
no,
the next time
no,
around?
no,
That
No,
means
no,
that's not
because
what
some
that means. No,
because
no.
okay. I'm saying that.
sometimes people will be so ignorant they will turn around and make the same mistake that you've
Mhm.
forgiven them for in their past, and that's when the caps come off.
Yeah.
Because see, you're repeating what I've already forgiven you for. So now you're trying to
Mhm.
make a fool out of me. The first time,
Yeah.
shame on you. Second time, shame on me because I keep doing it. I keep
Yeah.
allowing it, which came into my 18-year relationship. The reason it drug out so long, I can throw this man under the bus 365 days a year. But at the end of the day, for me, everything that I went through, the good, the bad, the ugly, I allowed it.
You're
Mhm.
right.
The first
Yep.
9 years was great. I mean, we were on top of the world. Hey, King Tuck, it was on. But the last 9 years was hell. And in my mind, because of what Francis said, I wanted to have that stability for my children. I wanted to have that stability for myself. And a part of me believes in Christ. So, where your man may slide by the wayside, you as the queen, you going to hold him down till he find his way. Well,
Mhm.
after that first or second or third year, that should have been it for me. But I drug it out 5 more years. I'm going to give him 4. So I drug it out 5 more years longer than I should have. So before you can throw your partner under the bus, look at yourself in the mirror and say, what did you do? What did you allow for it to go on so long? So yeah, I can get mad at my past and I can say he a low down, he this, he that, he this and the third,
Mhm.
but I allowed it. As the woman, as the mate, as the partner, I accepted it because you wasn't gonna walk up in my house and talk down about my man, even though I knew this man wasn't doing what the hell he was supposed to do to provide for his family.
Mhm.
So in the last 2.5, 3 years, I started feeling empty. I started finding validations in my best friends. My best friends making me feel like I was loved. My best friends making me feel like I was worthy. And then it went to other family members basically saying, Cynthia, you doing everything. You're doing from laundry as a wife to working for pennies on a dollar as a man. Why do you need it? So I had to go back to the drawing board for myself.
And I
Yeah.
know
So now here I
going
am
for
2 years in without him, and I'm more happy
it.
now. Still broke than a motherfucker. Hey, for y'all that I'm still broke, but I'm working it out. Um, but I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm at peace. My heart is at peace.
Mhm.
And yeah, before people start hitting me up on the line, I understand I'm fine. I'm a little rough right now, but I got a new boo. Let me put that out there too. I got a new boo. Hey
Oh
boo,
my
you might
God.
see me. Hey boo.
Don't,
He
don't.
said I was too
I hope he's
quiet.
watching this. I really hope he's watching this.
Hey, new boo.
Hey
um,
boo, how you doing? I
I
That
gotta
have
give
boo
to
him his credit.
I have to say something. Like
Oh,
Cynthia was
man.
saying about the past, um, like she said, if you have moved on and y'all in a better place on the cool, it actually don't even matter no more.
It don't
But if
matter.
It really don't. Like
but
it's
if wait, hold on. But if you are holding on to it and you have curiosities about it, then there's a problem.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. And like Judy brought up, she mentioned like say, or I don't know if she did or if it was me, but I was like, if we met in the grocery store, oh, she did. She brought it up. She was like, that would be the same as if we met in the grocery store. I mean, if we were in the grocery store together and then one of our exes just pop up, there should be a whole conversation that goes on. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't run and duck and hide or feel a type of way about it because hey, how you doing? And she was like, that means or shows that you are secure in who you are and who you're with, and that shows that other person that, hey, all this is over with, or whatever feelings might have still been, or whatever, they no longer feel that way. They understand that,
Well,
hey, this person had somebody else. So I
well,
mean,
I see it like this though. As far well, this is just for me. When it comes to my exes, if I see them in the street, grocery store, wherever, hey, how you doing? One thing I'm not gonna do, I refuse to hold a conversation with them because I feel
what I
like for
meant is
what?
the other person, your new
No, I'm just
person, like
saying, yeah, I'm
introducing,
just
this is
saying
my new
like,
person.
yeah, well, here's the thing. First of all, we're not even gonna have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna hold no long, drawn out conversation. I don't care how you been. I don't care who you with. Hey, how you doing? And I'm gonna keep it moving. Me and mine. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I told her in the beginning, whoever I know, she will know.
Yeah.
Because one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to give any kind of space to where she can doubt our relationship. You know, that's another thing. If you're in a relationship and you have doubts about that relationship, it means you need to stop, take a couple of steps back and see, okay, I'm doubting this. Is this what I really want? You know, and if it's not, then it's time to have that talk and it's time to move on. But if you're there and you've been in a good place, whatever you didn't address back then, it shouldn't have a place in now.
And I feel like anything that happened in the past is in the past. I don't like to be reminded of the past. I don't want to see it, and it doesn't mean that I got feelings because I don't want to see it.
Does it does it
I
make
feel
you
like we should be
like,
able to laugh about the past. It's
And
the
we can laugh about it, but it's no
I
longer a
think it's
laughing matter
certain,
if that person's brought in my face. That's not funny.
yeah, because like I was gonna ask the question, do you feel like it's brought up to like hurt you in some way, make you feel bad?
You said, do I feel like it's brought up to hurt me?
Yeah.
I don't, I think when it was like fresh after we got back together, I
Hmm.
felt sometimes that the topic, whenever it would come up, would be like slugs. And this is just me because I'm sensitive. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That might not have been her necessarily her intention.
I'm
It
not gonna
probably,
lie. Yes, it was slugs. I ain't gonna lie.
and I felt those slugs, and it bothered me and it hurt. You know what I'm saying? It
Hey,
made
Oh,
me feel like embarrassed about what I did. It
yeah,
made me feel shame. You know what I'm saying? It brought
yeah.
all that negativity back. And during those times early on when we got back together, yeah, it was a little still rough. But now, you know what I'm saying, as time has gone on and we have healed and grown closer, hell yeah, we laugh about that shit, because it's like, girl, what the fuck? What was I thinking about? We laugh about it. Now,
Good.
now
I
if
Okay.
you if
Now
you would
I
have
now.
seen the new pitch the new pic that she sent her, that hurt my feelings.
Mm.
oh,
Oh wow.
Woo! Oh my god!
Oh
anyway,
You go to the gym and work out. I ain't lying.
it
damn.
was rough. It was rough. Okay, so yeah, all right.
So I have a question. How long should a person have to pay for their mistakes?
Man.
That's the thing I hate. There's no
Ooh,
timeline. Don't put no time limit on when I should forgive you.
ooh, it
Oh,
depends on the
I like
sign that
this.
they are, honey.
Well, don't
oh,
put no time limit, baby. You have gray hair. Waiting on
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
God.
for real.
okay, but I see it like this. If somebody, say for instance, somebody made a mistake, right?
Hmm.
And y'all are still together.
Hmm.
What is the purpose of constantly making them pay for something that was already done once it's done and over with? Because if you are going to make that person pay for a mistake that they made, then that at that point that means that what about a break? So you can go ahead and get yourself together. I can get myself together, and we gonna like y'all still together, but you need time apart so you can get mentally and figure out, is this where you really want to be? Because it's not fair to make a person continuously, even time later, make them continuously pay for their mistakes. Once
Well,
it's
like
done and you've talked about it, if you have forgiven them, then there's no more payment. Payment is done.
I'm sorry, not for me. I'm different.
Judy, stop
Nope.
being petty.
No, that's not being petty. I want to make sure you get the lesson. I want to make sure you.
But how long?
This is
How
what it
long
is.
do? But how long do you
You
have to
can't
do it?
ask me how long.
But I'm
15 years.
okay. But so
Wait,
you
hey, I
you
bet you'll
telling
know next
me,
time not to mess up.
Judy?
That's Judy actually being petty. I do
That's not
agree
being
with her that you
petty.
cannot put a time on
You
forgiveness. I
can't.
do agree with her with that. But with that being said, I don't think every 3, 4 weeks I got to hear about my constant mistake. Because if I hurt you that bad, then like Francis said, let's take a break. But on that note, Francis, of breaking, if you break away from me, I done broke. Like I'm just
Well,
like
but you know what? Sometimes if you think about it, sometimes like for me, you fuck over me one time, one good time, my feelings automatically change. I no longer feel the way that I feel, and I'm finna move on. And it ain't nothing you can say or do to bring me back. What you did is what you did. I'm finna move on because I like.
Tanya, what do you feel about time
Okay,
limit?
for instance, when I was with my kid's dad, when he did what he did, and every day when he wasn't around, I could have a smile on my face. I could be happy as hell. But the minute I saw him and that smile went to a frown and I was pissed off, I knew it was time to go. It's time to go because if
but that
you,
means for you, you haven't forgiven him.
huh? That was girl. That was yeah. That was way back then. At that point, I did not forgive him. I didn't because what he did to me was so disrespectful that for that moment I couldn't. And even when he would come and get the kids, he come pick the kids up. I didn't want to argue. I didn't want to talk about it. What's done is done. I'm not gonna hold you from your kids, but nigga, I don't like you. You know what I'm
I know
saying?
that feeling. I know that feeling.
But it did get to a point to where later on, all was forgiven. What's done is done. Now we're cool. You know what I'm saying? We're
Do y'all know
cool.
how it feel being in the house with somebody y'all two then broke up and split up and you're still living in the same house, still sleeping in the same bed? Do y'all know what
No,
No,
that?
I don't know shit. No, I don't know nothing about that.
no,
Nope. Nope.
Tanya,
no,
do you know
ma'am.
how that feel?
Nope.
No, ma'am.
It's called dysfunction. That's what it's called.
It is.
Point,
It is.
point blank,
It
period, is
is. It
dysfunction
is.
because it's
Period.
crazy. You know, it's
Period.
crazy. Let me see if I can try to sum it up. It's like you hate this motherfucker with everything in your heart because of whatever it is you're going through. You can't stand this motherfucker, right?
But you
But
still
you
right
still
beside
got to be there. You still got to be there because there's something about what you can't let it go. I gotta see this person. I gotta touch this person. I gotta smell this person. You know what I'm saying? It's a
Well,
dysfunction.
y'all,
Because
but you know what?
love that's
Y'all too.
good.
Y'all's a new breed of bitch. Then
you.
I don't even understand it. I
y'all's
really
a
can't. I
new
can't
breed
put
of
it. I
bitch.
can't put a label on it. It's just dysfunction. That's all I can say. Because
You know
by
what? And
rights, by all rights, we
yeah,
should have
yeah.
been separated in two different households and worked through our shit separately. But
How about we
we
tried that? How about
And,
we tried that? Tell that story.
oh
That is,
yeah, we tried that too. She
I'm in
actually
a
got her
whole other
apartment
apartment.
and I stayed at the house with the kids. But it was like, what the hell did
I'm
you sign
still
a
paying bills
6 month
over
lease
there.
for? She broke the lease. She had to break the damn lease and come on back to the house because it was like, what did you pay all that? We were paying two different damn rent.
But I'm staying at the house.
Yep,
But how long did y'all do that?
about 3 months. She signed a 6 month contract or a 6 month lease, but it was about 3 months that we went on and let it go that long when before she
okay,
finally broke the lease.
so here's my question to you and Tanya. What was the damn point if you wasn't gonna stick to the fucking agreement?
It's
What
it,
what what what
Back
what
to
what
before.
what
Love makes
what
you do
what?
crazy shit.
Okay,
Yes,
it
Lord.
does. But apparently, neither one of you hoes was strong enough to stay apart. To say, hold on, get your ass over there, stay in that apartment, get yourself together, get your mind right. Because when you come back here, when you step foot back in this house, it's
I'm
another ball game.
I'm gonna tell
Okay,
you what it is,
I'm
Francis.
gonna come
I'm gonna tell
clean.
you what. Let me tell you what it is, y'all. Let me tell you what it is, y'all. It's the sex.
Oh God,
You
I'm
know
hiding.
what? Oh
I
my
got to
God.
hide.
Oh my God.
It's
You know
that
what?
good shit. That's what it is. It's
I
that
Okay.
got to
good shit.
hide. I got to
Okay.
hide. I'm gonna
Okay.
run.
Listen. Here's this thing.
Oh
We
shit.
okay. We as human beings and we as women, there's one thing that we have to do, and that's one of the mistakes that we make. Going back for the sex. You have to be willing to let that go. You have to be willing to hold out in order for this to be right. See, that's why y'all fucked up now. That is exactly why y'all fucked up now. Y'all both
We
fucked up
good,
in the
friend.
goddamn.
We
Y'all
good.
y'all fucked up in the head. Y'all fucked up. Like, hey, like Tanya just said, you
Stupid.
motherfuckers is y'all are the new definition of dysfunctional.
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 Oh
Y'all
man.
I
y'all
love that
done,
black ass.
hey, y'all done took it to an all-time high, baby.
Hey, I tell you what, it's weird. It's weird. You know, like I said, by all rights, we should have just
Yeah,
no.
because we were split up for like a whole year
Yep.
Okay.
and
Now
still staying in the same house.
y'all are crazy.
I
So
know.
what okay, so well you see you and Tanya, y'all have y'all are y'all past and your present. For me and Cynthia, it's we've had our past, now we're in a whole different present.
Yes, Lord.
So
And
Some people say we're in a different present too. Where we are now is a different kind of present. So I understand what you're
that's
saying.
true. Yeah, that's true.
I
That is
will
true.
I'm at
piggyback
Okay,
the
but
off of
picture.
what
I
I
listen,
will
I want
piggyback.
y'all to hold on. I'm sorry, Cynthia. Let me say this real quick. I do hear y'all. I got my AirPod in. So y'all keep talking, but I'm gonna go run, yeah, back
Yeah,
there.
We
I
got
gotta okay. I'll be right back.
I will piggyback off of what you said, Tanya, which is what I was gonna say. When you're in that space to where you dislike a person so much, or they just driving you insane so much, but you still got to be around that person, because that's what I'm going through now in my present relationship. Like,
What?
just yeah, I can get mad at you, but as long as I can lay my eyes on you, we good.
I'm good. We still good. Yeah, I know
I
what you
can get
mean.
mad at you, but I better be able to reach over in arm's reach. You understand what I mean? And still be able to feel that skin over there. Because if I don't feel that skin, it's gonna be some peeling. A banana peel gonna get peeled. You know, I
Okay.
can be mad at you, but when it's time for me to bless that food, I better be able to open that left or that right eye and still
Uh,
see you sitting. But I'm mad though. But I'm mad. Okay.
Ain't
Don't
nothing like
want
it.
you to say nothing to me, but I better be able to, I better be able to be touched. I better, yeah. That's why I laughed when she said that, when she said it was dysfunctional. I guess I'm a part of that dysfunctional pack, but in my present relationship.
Ain't that something?
Well,
Hmm.
So where you at, Miss Judy?
Well,
she's in her dysfunctional state of mind right now.
no, I guess I was just thinking back, reminiscing, thinking about. I can't believe that we did stay in that relationship for, not in a relationship, but stayed separated for a whole year, but still lived in the same house, underneath the same roof. That was hell. I tell you, that was hell. I mean, from tearing up the house, punching holes in the cabinets, her people threatening me, talking about coming down, whooping my ass, and all this crap. It was a mess.
Mm.
To me, getting ready to get on the plane and go to Chicago, Illinois to meet this Bree. Yeah,
Oh
it's a
Lord.
bunch of mess. So I'm
Mm.
glad that part of life is over with. But Tanya always has been behind me. You know, it's like when you get in a relationship with a younger person, you're always waiting on them to catch up to get to your level. You know, so that that was a lot of our issues because she was always behind me, lagging, and I'm waiting on her to catch up.
Mm.
Oh, so since we brought that up, y'all, I got to talk about that. So I don't
Go
know.
ahead.
Let's see, Cynthia, how old are? Let's see, the difference. What is the age difference between you and your current?
14.
14. Francis, how big is your gap?
My gap is only 3 years.
Okay, so mine and Judy, ours is 3 years. But for some reason, that gap is serious. Like 1, 2, 3 years, I guess maybe 3 to 5 years or further on out. It because I didn't know how bad that was going to affect, because usually when you hear the numbers, you're like 3 years difference. That's no big deal. 5 years,
Well,
that's no
But
big
it has,
deal.
but
let me
it has
interrupt real
nothing to
quick. Let me
do.
interrupt real quick. The
It doesn't
reason
have
being is
anything.
because,
Oh, go
hold
ahead.
on one second, Francis. The reason being is because I've, I mean, I've had so much experience in my little short time. You know what I mean? So all that experience and growing up fast, I've been through a lot of things that you ain't never been through. So when you came into the relationship, you still trying to do that past shit, and I'm like, dang, I already been there, done that. For one,
Mhm.
it's like you want to go out and drink, you want to go here and there. I've already lived that life. I don't want to do that no more. I'm ready
See,
to.
I was really sheltered, you know what I'm saying? As far as like, you know how you had your first drink or whatever, or first time getting drunk when you're like very young, 18 or even younger than that for some people these days. But I'm just saying, you experience that time. A whole lot of my first happened with her. I grew up with her, whereas she done been there, did that, and I'm talking about from little things to big things. She's experienced life for enough about 3 or 4 people, is what it seems like. And there's nothing more frustrating than sitting here trying to describe how I'm feeling or whatever I'm going through or whatever, and she acts as if, oh, I've been there, did that, and she shuts me down in a minute. And I'm like, damn, let me express it. Now she has this habit of, I've been there, done that, so let me cut you off and let me stop this from happening before it even gets there. When I had to train myself to realize that that's a protector's mode of protecting us from going through some shit that doesn't need to happen. But it felt controlling because I was
It
like, you're not allowing me to just be.
okay. Now, I'm gonna say this, Judy. I've been knowing you for a very long time, very long.
Hit it, Francis. Hit it,
But
Francis.
I'm gonna say this. Yes, because there are some things that we have already been through. We've been there and done that. We still have to understand those that have not done it yet. If we gonna want them by our side, we have to be willing to be open to them. What did you say the other day? What did you tell me the other day about being open? What? Oh, you don't want to say it now, huh?
Now, I'm seeing now. I forgot.
I bet you did. Yeah, about being open minded, and
Uh-huh.
that's where that comes into play at
Did I
being
say
open
that?
minded. Because yeah, oh yeah, you said it. So being open minded. So that means that now what it is when we've already been there and done that, and then somebody is right there behind us or on the side of us, and they're now going through it. We're like, damn, we're gonna have to go through this again. This is gonna be a double trip.
Yes.
But but
That's so
it's a
frustrating,
but
though. That's
but it's
frustrating.
a
It's like telling
it
the
may
kid, Francis,
it it may
not
be,
to do something.
but you have to understand, if you understand her past, then you would understand why she is the way she is, which means that if you know that you done already been down that road and you see her going, or she's trying to go, or she end up in a situation that you've already dealt with, what you're supposed to do is have that open mind. Listen to what she's saying, because the way you dealt with it may not be strong enough for her to deal with. She has to deal with it how she has to deal with it.
Okay,
Well,
Tanya, I'm gonna
what
give you one. Have I ever led you in the wrong direction? Have I ever told you anything
Yes,
that wasn't
yes,
untrue?
yes.
Oh,
I've
baby,
been through that
I'm going
part.
through that with my
Yes,
14-year gap. I'm
baby.
going through that
Yes,
with my
you are a bad
14-year gap.
influence. Bad influence.
damn.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going through that with my 14-year gap. Baby, if I'm telling you anything wrong, just tell me and I'll fix it.
Hmm. Yeah.
No,
No,
can
you
you
can
just
fix it
let
the
me
wrong
figure
way.
it out?
It
Well,
ain't, it ain't- mm-mm.
I'm gonna
Go
say
on and
this.
answer and be honest, Tanya. Has she ever led you the wrong way? Be honest. Remember what our show is about. It says straight talk, no BS.
Not me,
Okay.
Judy. I'm talking about what my significant other tells me, not me telling Tanya. I know I'm the sheep on the devil's ass. You ain't got to tell me that. You know that I live in my truth. I mean, come
Okay.
on.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
ma'am. Oh, that
Just
shit.
make
Yep.
sure you know.
Yeah, I
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
know. I'm the friend that you call last. Don't call me for the
Don't call
honest
her
answer.
first, damn it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Cause I'm gonna give you that fat back, that lard, that ham hock, that chitlet, that
Heart
hallmark.
attack.
I'm gonna be the one give you that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All in one bowl.
Francis over there trying to eat healthy with tomatoes. I'm gonna be the one frying the tomatoes
She don't.
with the fish fry.
Wait,
She
wait,
don't
wait.
like shit healthy.
Hold on. I'm finna go and tell you this. I'm finna show you what
Sugar
I'm eating
free is
right
all I'm
now.
gonna say. Sugar free.
I
What
am
are you eating?
eating.
Is that a Rice Krispie treat?
Hell no, this is a damn gizzard.
Fried gizzard, baby. Do you got some gravy to go with that gizzard?
Girl, yes, you feel
You ain't
me?
gonna say it too loud because she be telling me to come down there to take her to Williams Chicken.
Right
Hey,
now. Right now.
I need some
Baby,
milk.
no.
baby, hey,
Yep.
Williams Chickens got, excuse me, but Williams Chicken got some of the best damn gizzards I had ever tasted, baby.
Yes,
Yes.
after you eat it, you got a layer of lard on your damn tongue.
But you full though. But you full. Get
Yeah,
that
and
gravy
then
to go with
might as
them
well get ready
gizzards.
to call somebody to take you to the hospital too.
Judy, we going to Golden
Okay.
Chick to go get us some gizzards.
Hell no.
Hey, okay. So Cynthia was saying something about, her and her current.
So
Okay.
she's saying that she ever are you going through that currently and you're with that 14-year gap? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
You
Yes.
know, well, for me,
No, she just think that he's controlling. She don't
for
like the
for
person.
for
But
me,
Cynthia be gone all that field though. She put that extra cap on there that makes it extra worse.
see,
She always
um,
get the wrong ideal. Can't nobody tell her nothing.
Go ahead,
yeah.
Francis.
Well,
Yeah, I'm talking about you.
for me, being that now that I am finally comfortable with who I am, and I am now, which everybody in the whole world probably know, yes, I'm with a female. And
That was,
I must say that we actually have more good times than we do bad. I can
Good.
literally count on one hand how many arguments we've had. And we get along all the time. Now, what the funny thing is like when I was in there trying to get ready to come on here with y'all, she wanted to play. And this is her every day. Like when we come back to the house, it's always a playful moment. You know what I'm saying? Everything is so playful. We're only serious when we have to be. And yes, it's a 3-year age difference, but I love every second of it. Wouldn't trade her for the world. Sometimes I just want to hit her in the back of the head, but I wouldn't trade her for the world.
Amen. Amen. Okay,
Yeah.
that I have another question. And I got it from Francis off of what she just said. At what point in you ladies' lives did you all get comfortable in your own skin?
Hmm.
baby, as soon as I came out the womb.
This confident motherfucker ain't never went through shit. Let her
For
tell it.
me, for me, because Francis said it yesterday, I was the more conservative. I really wasn't conservative. I just, like you, Tanya, I was very sheltered from a lot of things. And my older brother was more out there and did what Judy did.
And
So
mama
for
had a
me,
broom. And mama had a broom. I ain't finna even tell that story.
She pulled a cookie. Uh-huh.
Okay?
yeah,
Cynthia knew
for,
better.
for me, when I hit 28, 29, 30, that 3-year span, that's when I really found out who and what I was made of. From
Mm.
from from 27 on back, I was so quiet. I was so timid. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. I don't want to offend nobody. But from 28 on up until today where I'm 45, did y'all hurt your feelings so fast it'll make your mama mad? I'm sorry.
Damn.
After
Yeah.
Okay,
after
so
being
from 28 forward is when you came into you.
to who I was, and I say that because I still go back to the 17-year relationship. I'm still going back, even though I did what I did for my relationship, thinking it was for the best. It was within that 17 years I found out how strong I was
Hmm.
because of what he wasn't doing. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Hmm.
That's when I came into who I was. So from 28 on up until today at 45,
Mm-hmm.
I can have on the best pantsuit, the best dress, get my hair done, or I can have on the worst.
Hmm.
And you will not be able to tell me that I don't look good. And I say this because a lot
God.
of people will try you, wait, but a lot of people will try you as if you're not good enough. That's the point in my question. When did you become comfortable in your own skin? It doesn't matter if the next person accepts you. When did you learn to accept yourself? Because
Okay,
people
Judy,
will say that you have
Go
Judy,
low
ahead,
self
Tanya.
esteem.
Go ahead, Tanya.
I'm asking you since you
Oh,
when?
I don't know. When did I become comfortable?
Yes.
Like I said before, and I'm not bullshitting.
Mhm.
Oh
She's serious.
damn.
No,
I'm
no,
just
she's
keeping it.
she.
Hey, we keeping it
Let me.
real here,
Okay, I'm
right?
gonna tell you something. I've
Wait,
been
wait,
knowing
hold up.
Judy.
That's what my mama instilled in us. She always told us,
Hmm.
"Don't stop the show, and ain't nothing impossible. You can do anything." And I grew up believing that I could do anything, even though I couldn't do
Hmm.
everything. But I believed it here because of what she instilled in me. So it was
Yeah,
that I thought that I couldn't do. Y'all should know
because
that about everything that I do
well,
now. I do
I'm gonna
every
tell.
damn
Well,
thing.
I'm gonna tell you this. I've been knowing Judy since the third grade. Since the third grade, Judy has always been the same person around me. Judy was never afraid to admit anything about herself, and hey, and the fight came with it.
Yeah,
Tell
she
her,
put a couple of dukes in there
yeah,
with me.
tell her she couldn't do something, and she gonna prove you wrong. She's going to make it happen. Okay, this right here should have been an example. When getting this live together, do you see how determined she was in order for it to work?
Baby, when I tell you.
She was not getting, look, and me, what was I saying? Let's just go back to the room. Let's just go back
Let's
to
just
the
go back to
room.
the room. No,
But
you gotta get
Judy
together.
she wasn't having it. But that's the way Judy has always been. She's always been that way. There's no
Hey,
been
Miss
there's
Briscoe.
there hasn't been any stopping. You know what I'm saying? Stopping her. This is literally when she says she's always been comfortable with who she is. Judy could give two fucks about what anybody said to her, and that's from third grade and on up into the present. She's never, ever, ever gave a doggone about what people said or what people thought of her.
So
Now,
that's
for
your answer,
me,
Tanya.
so for
Okay, so
me,
Francis, so when back to the question then. So when did you come into you?
fully coming to me, the age of 30. And I remember it like it was yesterday because once I started being comfortable, because my my auntie was the first one to find out that I like women. When she found out, it was all hell from there. It was like shit, okay, I don't even give a damn no more. And like I have people in my family who are Jehovah Witnesses. I will respect them to the day I die. But if you cannot respect my relationship, then I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I am who I am. Either you accept me or you don't. That goes for family members, so called friends, associates, and those who thought they knew me from when we were younger. You know, I mean,
I got I got one more question to add to this talk. Tanya,
I'm about
you
to
and
tell
me.
you mine now because I haven't answered the question yet,
Oh
right?
yeah, Tanya
Okay,
answered.
go ahead, Tanya. Go ahead, Tanya. I'm sorry.
You know, I listen to all of y'all. I hear 28. I hear all my life. I hear the age of 30. And I say it's a damn shame that my coming into me didn't truly happen until maybe 40, 41. And I'm 42 now. I
mm,
mean, all my life growing up, it was fake. My family was
mm-hmm,
fake toward each other. We laughed and acted like life was normal and everything was great when that was a true definition of dysfunction. You know, we kid around about mine and Judy shit, but my growing up childhood, I mean, all the way up until I was 25 and I met Judy, you know, was dysfunctional like a motherfucker. I mean, for real, it was bad. So, and it was fake. And so that's all I knew how to be. And so, like I said before, for her to say, I accept whatever you are, whoever you are, whatever who you truly are, I accept that. To hear that, I was like, no, you don't, because I lied a lot. It's my character of who I am. I didn't know who I was. I lied about so much stuff that from the small to the big, it was just ridiculous. And learning to be who I am, what I tolerate, what I don't like, how to express myself took many, many, many years. And I have to say, I didn't come into me
me and my
until
friend just
40,
watched a
41.
show.
I got one thing. Okay, Tanya, you and I are going to be partners, and Judy and Francis are going to be partners when I say this question. What is one positive thing that you can honestly say about your partnership, your relationship to that person? Strong, not something simple, strong. And I'll go with you, Tanya. You were the most charismatic, sweetest person. Oh, I don't know, quiet type person. You have the longest blonde streak of a white woman and you black that I have ever seen in my life. You have no soul. I
Oh
don't know
my
what
God.
happened to it.
Not a bit,
I
baby.
don't know.
You never know what's
I
gonna come out of
dance
your
like
mouth.
Carlton. Dance like
But
Carlton, honey. Yes.
and you can sing like an
Yes.
opera singer. Bitch, at my wedding, you better open your lungs like you ain't never opened them hoes before. Bitch, make me cry. Okay? You ain't got to make him cry, but you got to make me cry. And I remember Tanya asking me, and that's why I said, Judy, I'm going to hook you with Francis. I remember Tanya asking me, and that's when I knew she was in my
I
friend
love that.
circle. I remember Tanya asking me, Francis, she said, I
Oh
don't
my
have to
God.
be your best friend. I just need to know that I'm a friend. That bitch made me cry.
Oh Lord. Hey, y'all, you know what? I'm sorry, but I just sit up and I took my glasses off and went to look at the screen. I'm just gonna say this. Uh-uh.
I was
Girl,
gonna say America's
hey,
best. America's best.
all I seen was dots across the screen in each square,
America's
and all of everything just got real fuzzy. I said, and everything looked real small. I said, oh no, I got to see.
Oh, Lord.
Girl, oh sweet Jesus, Lord have
Now
mercy.
we gotta wait for Beavis to come back for the conversation to keep going. I don't know where she went.
Oh sweet Jesus.
Okay, well, Tanya, you can say yours because Judy and Francis got to say theirs. Oh, did they
well.
both disagree with me?
No,
We're
I
gonna
didn't.
we're gonna say me and Francis. We're gonna say ours, and then
Wait, wait, because Tanya
we're
done
gonna conclude the
disappeared.
session.
Oh, you know what? You
Hold
know
on,
what
hold,
I'm just
hold on one second.
noticing?
Then hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Hold on, y'all. How can we get this?
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Tanya's having technical difficulties. Just hold on one second.
Okay.
One second.
Okay, yeah. I was just looking. Um, there were some comments. I didn't realize that the over here where it says chat, if you press on that, you can actually go over to some comments or what the people were saying. But what I really
Okay, we
wish
have
is that
Tanya back.
what I wish would
Yes,
happen was
honey.
that the comments would come up on the screen so we could see.
Okay, Tanya's gonna Cynthia was asking you to comment.
Yes. So, okay, Cynthia, I didn't get to hear the very last thing you said, but
I
to
just
answer
need
your,
you to be able to be an opera singer at my wedding.
oh
Jesus.
yeah, I heard that. I did hear that. Yes, ma'am. But as far as the my comment, I have to say that I didn't have. I had a best friend when I was young, but as in my adult life, I always complain to Judy and say, I don't have no friends. I don't have no friends. And when I finally met you and we actually started talking and, getting closer and stuff, it's amazing. It's like you are my family. You know what I'm saying? And that meant so much. It's like I know I can call you, I can cry and complain about my relationship or just nothing, anything, or laugh and go through my current stuff. I just went through, and when my mama passed, you gave me words that sometimes your partner tries to console you in ways or whatnot, and it's good what you need to hear, but it was some things that you said. It just solidified our friendship, and that I could cry right now, but I don't want my lashes off. So
Baby.
anyway,
Mhm.
Okay, go
you are
ahead, Judy.
you're a strong woman, and I
Listen,
that's
go
something.
ahead.
Um, for me, dealing with like we all know that me, Judy, and Cynthia, we've known each other. We went to school together, and of course, I met Tonya later on. Like as a matter of fact, this year, literally. But with Judy, it was I've always known Judy to be my best friend, my sister, because from the third grade on, Judy used to come to my house. There was things that I could never get to do, and going outside was one of them. Hanging with people was another one. That's why you never really see me out nowhere. Judy used to come by the house. We both young, but she's coming by the house to check on me to make sure that I'm okay. And as we got older and we moved away, no matter where I was at, I can get in contact with Judy, and Judy was there. This last time, when Judy came to College Station and when she left, there was a small incident that happened, and it wasn't her doing, it was mine. And you know when you know you're supposed to do something, and every time you get ready to do it, something else comes up. So you're unable to do that what you're supposed to do. So me looking up to her made me feel when wasn't able to do it made me feel real messed up. So all of a sudden the conversation stopped. But I always talked about her. Judy this, Judy that. Boy, my homegirl Judy, boy, my Judy this. And all I had to do was get right on Facebook and message her. And she told me, she said, don't you ever do that again.
Amen.
And it made me realize no matter what, and I've been knowing this, but when you look up to somebody, you don't want to disappoint them. And the reality of it is, they never be disappointed in you. All they want to do is hear from you.
That's it.
And that's what it
I
was. And
like
when
that.
she told me that you didn't have to do that, you should have said something. And she told me, she said, I'm sorry I let conversation get past us. She didn't have a reason to apologize. I did. And that's what I did. And here we are once again.
Amen.
Picking up like it
That's
was just
important.
yesterday.
I'm telling you,
That's
never
the thing
missing
I
a
have to
beat.
say. Nothing has ever changed.
Hmm.
I told her, I don't know, I'm just me.
Yeah.
Need to be ashamed or whatever you done, what caused us to part ways for
Hmm.
a long time. Like I said, I had to apologize because it was foolish of me too on my part because I should have been the bigger person. I should have picked up the phone and called you and tell you, hey, all you had to do was tell me that right now is a bad time. I couldn't do whatever I promised to do or whatever.
Yeah.
And,
Hmm.
just watch that. Instead, we let time go by. And no
Hmm.
promise tomorrow, especially with all this corona going on. I didn't already
Yeah.
lost a friend and her mom. I never
Hmm.
thought that would happen. And
Right.
so I just say, uh, foolish. And, but as far as our relationship has never changed. Francis has always
Yeah.
been there for me. That's my sister. That's my dog,
Hmm.
my best friend,
Hmm.
all of that. You know what I'm saying? She
Yeah.
always had my back no matter what.
Hell yeah. Hey, when it's time to get down, it's time to get down.
That's
I
it.
remember that time.
Thugs
But
United.
you know what? I'm gonna tell
We've
you.
been through the mud together. Put it that way. We've been
Hey,
through the mud.
listen. I'm gonna tell you one instance that happened, and Judy made me so mad at this point. Girl, and we was only in the eighth grade. We was going to Piner. Judy, you know what I'm finna say? That
Mm-hmm.
trapper keeper and me coming back up them stairs.
I know Trapper keeper down.
Girl,
Back
okay.
in the day.
I don't want to say no names, but
I only say names.
okay. Tracy
That's what.
Jones
Okay.
was standing at the top of the stairs and threw a trapper keeper down, and it hit my shoulder. Judy was coming. We was on our way down the stairs. Judy was right behind me. I did a U-turn, was headed back up them damn stairs, This fool here just stopped me. She grabbed me. Francis, no, no, don't do it. By this time, now mind you, this is like bullying going on for years, from third grade on. I had had enough. And I already had been having fights with guys. So my initial thought was, what I saw that I did to them, I was terrified to fight females because of what I did to dudes. And Judy had saw that, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, if I fight this girl, I'm gonna kill her.
Mm.
One day, another one, Chablis at Piner. What they did not know was Tracy kept pushing Chablis to make her hit me so that we'll start fighting. I was standing up against the wall, but Chablis' hands kept going on the side of me. What Chablis did not know at that point in time that I had, she saw my books in my hand, but what she didn't know what was up under those books
And
was a
steak
steak
knife.
knife.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
And in the eighth grade, I was ready to go to juvenile. I didn't give a damn.
Mm.
I was ready to go. And that's what she did know. Judy knew. Judy, I had told Judy. I brought a knife to school. I had every
Er,
intentions. I didn't care who was in my way. I had every intentions on letting them have it.
girl.
But
The
when you
frustration,
know,
being tired of being bullied all the time and somebody picking at
yeah,
you or nothing. So
yeah,
I
and
just
and
think
my
that's
and now I look back on it and I am thankful that it didn't go to that extent because if it would have, knowing that I wasn't in the mind frame that I am now, I wouldn't have gave two fucks about putting somebody's child in the dirt.
Oh. Mm. Mm. Jesus. Amen.
Now we have sense enough to stop and think.
Yeah.
Sometimes, only sometimes. Sometimes I don't even want to think. Sometimes, what's that shirt I got, Judy? I don't want an adult today.
Not
I'll
that's
today.
try
right.
it tomorrow.
Try
But
tomorrow.
we'll try again tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I get like that. I get in those moods where I don't want to be an adult because I want to knock the living hell out of somebody.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm scared of Louis. You ain't got to worry about me.
Okay.
I'm scared of jail.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
No and
Yeah,
no.
I'm
Well,
gonna have to
ladies,
say
that
it
jail
too.
topic, that's a whole other topic right there, y'all.
I'm about to say,
Yeah,
and with
because
that, ladies, I
cause
we've
So
yeah.
we're gonna
yeah,
conclude this discussion.
I
I
think
really
we done
enjoyed
um,
had some pretty
all
pieces
y'all.
today.
yeah.
Do what?
I
We
guess
had some feedback, y'all, but we didn't comment. We got to do better.
Yes, we
well,
do to all that's been watching and
yes.
joining in with us. We give our thanks. Thank y'all.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh shoot, we didn't we
And
this is good.
for
Hopefully, some
my
was therapeutic for y'all.
yeah, for my
I'm looking at some
departure,
of the
what
comments now.
oh, go ahead.
I was just looking at one of the comments where Sherry, oh y'all, that's my aunt. She
That's
goes,
what I was saying. Hey, Miss
yeah.
Briscoe.
She goes, she's not bullshit. I'm her aunt. What?
No, she's commenting on when I think it was either Cynthia or Francis was telling about you and how you are. Some I
Yeah.
forget exactly what she was
Oh,
saying. She was saying no
oh,
bullshit.
I
That's
came
the
out.
truth.
I came out this way when y'all said how long did it take for you to find
Yes.
yourself?
Yeah.
See, y'all better listen to Miss Briscoe. She telling you.
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus, y'all, that head done
See?
grew about 5 more inches. Swear to God.
Hey, that's another story that I have to share with y'all about my stint of getting locked up, and she witnessed it without me getting beat.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, but
We'll
anyway,
talk about
we'll get
that.
to that another time. Okay, and then there's just some more people just saying, "Hey, hi, hello, Juna, Miss Juna, hi, and hi to my cousin Charmaine. Oh,
Yes,
Tatiana,
thanks for the love, guys. Thank
hey,
you.
Mama, hey, Tatiana."
Yes.
And then we have Lakeisha Hawkins. My bad. I'm sorry.
Hey, cuz.
All right.
I guess you were
Oh,
speaking up when I was saying, what I was talking about that 18-year relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully
Uh,
somebody took some value away from the conversation that we had
oh
today.
yeah, most definitely, hopefully.
Like I said,
And
I
not
enjoyed
only
everybody's
that,
conversation. We'll have to meet back
um,
again.
hopefully we can now letting it, let everybody know, this is our first session.
Yep.
Um, we plan on doing it, more and more. Uh, if y'all know people who might be going through something, who could actually use this information, who feel like, they just want to chime in and listen to what we got to say, they're more than welcome. Which
Share
means
it.
that I know that I need to go on my page and share with the people that I know, um, and let them know, we got to figure out, oh, what is it? Is it gonna be 8 o'clock? Because that's what time we got started. That's what it looked like.
I guess it's gonna be OCD time. You know how y'all do. Y'all ain't never on
Color
time.
people time.
Y'all ain't
Girl,
never.
no, you didn't.
We
No,
were
you
supposed to
didn't.
start this at 7 o'clock. Y'all didn't
We
roll up
were.
at
And
7:30.
everybody, stop your mess, because everybody was
I
still
can't hear
getting
any
ready.
of y'all.
Stop your
So
mess, Judy Ann.
Hey, I'm just keeping
Hey,
it real.
well, I tell you
So,
this.
so I'm gonna push it back an hour. That way y'all be on time. So we're gonna say we're gonna be here at 6 o'clock.
CP
But we're really gonna show up at 7.
But
Hey, but
anyway, I'll post whenever we're gonna come back on again live. I will post it and we'll go from there.
and to everybody who was listening, who my end quote for the night is, no one else can control you. You are your own remote control. And if they keep pushing the buttons, take the batteries out.
Amen.
There you go.
Amen.
So, well,
And
ladies,
I'll get you to say that one more time because let's wait till Tanya get back in the room.
I'm having some difficulties.
You got to get you a new phone or something. Okay, go ahead. Repeat that quote for us.
what I said, the end quote was, no one can control you. You are your own remote control. And if they keep pushing the buttons, take the batteries out. And she
Look at
goes off again.
she left again.
Do we need to put a
Night.
penny
I told
together?
everybody again, we're going to end this. Good night, Facebook.
Good night.
Again, this was
Good
Strength.
night.
Yes, we'll be back again, maybe in a couple of days.
Good night.
Good night.